you have to say to yourself a few things. Is it 35k and I want to stay in London? That's not enough. So do you say, I'm just going to survive here in London and get whatever I can? Or am I going to move somewhere else where 35k can do something?
When people talk about investing in themselves, a lot of the time they're talking about money, but sometimes it can just be time.
The world doesn't revolve around me. But I have my place where I'm valuable, and I just need to go and attack that.
Actually, the biggest thing I need to do is develop myself. Do you know what I mean? Now, you have to say to yourself a few things.
I was going to say, Eman, yeah, my body's been screaming to me recently saying that you need to stop playing football, you know?
Yeah, but you're just too hard on the thing.
What do you mean?
You sound serious about this football thing.
No, I'm not even good at football.
No, but you play every week. You got full outfit.
But where else am I gonna?
I can never stop playing football.
Seriously?
No, never.
You're cold at football, I heard though.
I'm all right.
Well,
I should have gone pro. But I got a knee injury. You know them ones.
So what? You still play often?
I play like 2-3 times a week.
Swear down.
Well, 5 aside.
That's commitment. See,
11 aside.
11
7
wow.
aside. Yeah.
So what? 11s and 7s, 3 times a week.
Yeah, two. I say 2. I used to be 3, but
my body would be. I look like the mummy. That's what I look like. There's so much cast, bro. Eman used to be cold at football, you know.
I swear.
No, not football. Football ain't even my proper sport.
But you know what it is? You're basically P&P before P&P existed. Because Eman was strong and blitz.
I swear you were quick.
Yeah, I was quick.
Because you were originally rugby, innit?
Rugby was a winger, so I was a winger of rugby.
And
then basketball. But obviously, man's not that tall, but man can.
Yeah, but obviously, when you're in Britain, innit?
Yeah, Britain, it's all right.
Average height.
Trust me.
I used to play basketball at school. Look at me, bro. Point guard. Basketball was white though, innit?
You go to these camps and then you realise, there's levels. Like, you're just a local guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But athletics as well, like obviously 100, 200. Yeah, so man used to do the thing proper. But rugby was my proper sport. That one I could have properly gone pro, but I just didn't like it, man. Like, when you're good at something but you don't enjoy it.
That's important.
Like, you're out, and then all the teams I was playing for Middlesex County, I did Saracens development, like these all out ends. I'm in East London, I'm going all the way out, like out there.
I hear that.
Then you got school the next day, and I don't like getting dirty. These men just love it. Jump in the mud and that.
The dry mud will be in the body until they get home. Like
they love it.
They won't even be rushing home, bro.
Come
on.
on.
The craziest thing is the beer after goals. You know, after they do an 11 aside, they don't even go yard, like they just slap a beer straight after.
Straight to the clubhouse. Just
straight to the clubhouse.
Knocking back drinks. I'm like, brother, I'm trying to go home.
You know what's mad about rugby though is when I started playing football, like I was like, wow, you man talk to the ref and that. This thing's different.
Oh, you don't talk to the
rugby? You can't talk to. You could never. Your team will beat you up.
Swear down.
Yeah, because you get a sin win, so you'll be out of the game, and it's just not allowed. Like you go into the locker room. Everyone will get a little one dig at you, do you know what I mean? Because now they're going to have to work harder because you couldn't hold, do you know what I mean? So yeah, rugby's a different sport. The ref, only the captain can talk to the ref.
That's mad.
Do you know what? It's interesting you say that though, because a lot of people don't know that rugby is a middle class sport.
Yeah, man had to wear suits.
We
didn't even have suits. I was wearing my school uniform.
And football is a working class sport.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people are mad at football players, because they're just your everyday guy from nowhere, and they made mad bread basically. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Bro, rugby's proper middle. Like you have to wear your suit to the games. At the end of the game, you have to create a tunnel, clap them. Then they'll create a tunnel, clap you when you
every game.
Every game, you have to clap the winner. If whoever wins, if you win, you clap them. Then they clap you off. Then, like you said, there's drinks afterwards, and then it's like. It's a proper culture. Like, there's a proper rules, regulation.
Yeah. But the body is tired now, bro. I can't even. Bro, once a week, I did 11s. I normally do 7s, but I did an 11 on the weekend, and bro, just been out. I started going up the stairs the next day. Both knees are the lights are flashing red. Dude, danger. It's crazy.
I played at Charlton's ground on the weekend.
Oh, sick.
The Valley, that was sick. Yeah, it was sick. Like, obviously there weren't many people there because it was for my boy's birthday, but just like, I'm just imagining like 20,000 people.
So you can hire out grounds of...
Yeah.
For like a birthday match?
My boy hired it for his birthday, yeah.
I don't even know I'm actually interested in that, because the other day we were at Burgess Park here, and we normally play in like Rotherham, and man is saying, nah, this pitch is wider.
Bro,
Burgess is nice, massive, man.
This pitch is wider.
Pitch there, I stepped out. I said, "Yo, this is wide." Like, I gave it a go, but my hamstrings, man, like,
It's peak.
obviously I scored, which is a memory, and I can say I scored at the Valley. You know what I'm saying? But my hamstrings after, fam, it's crazy. But I can never stop playing football. I love it too much.
Do you feel like it's like the teamwork, like, or the man them?
I think there's so many aspects. Like, I think mainly is the mental health aspect.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah,
like, when I'm on the pitch, I'm not thinking about nothing apart from that game. Nothing at all.
That's so interesting.
And then you're warming up. You're warming up with your... Obviously, I play with my boys.
Yeah.
So during the warm-up, you're just talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you're having
All
fun.
the worries are
yeah,
gone.
everything's
all the
gone.
stress of work is gone.
It's mad. But as soon as I step back off the pitch, bills, childcare. But that 1 hour, 2 hours, like, I'm just in my own zone. Like,
it's so mad you said that, because I got to double down on that. Because when I went to play 11 aside, like, we was actually talking about it, and we were talking about how we're going football regularly, innit? And I said that it's actually mad. Football is the only time, really, that I don't look at my phone for during the day for like a clean 1-2 hours. Because typically, if I ain't got my phone on me, it sounds so mad to say, but it's just my truth, innit? Like, I get like a little bit of anxiety.
I hear it.
I swear to you,
I hear
feel
it.
like, and I'm one of these people that I feel that something.
My
I
goodness.
opened up and the man never laughing.
Man went hard.
I opened up, bro. I opened
Anxiety. Do you know what words you're
I
using, bro?
swear to you, bro. I'm being honest. Like,
I
but
get
do you
where
know
you're
what? Do you know what it
coming
is? I've got this weird thing here where I feel like something mad important is going to be happening when I ain't got access to my
That's why
phone.
I don't sleep early as well.
Something mad important is going to be happening. So the first thing I'm done is check my missed calls. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If someone's phoned me that is like close in my inner bubble, it's like, okay, cool. And normally it's like, I was just checking if... Do you get what I'm trying to say? But
yeah, you know what you said is so true, and I think that's our answer. Is like, why would you know? Because I feel like as man, we don't really like, who's really thinking about us. Like, I had this the other day. One of my close friends was unwell, like, and then I got unwell, and I was like, I can't afford to be unwell.
that's it.
But I have known something's not right for a little while. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's not till man can't get up that I'm like, okay, I need to go to doctors now. Like, and it's like one of them things where actually I'm thinking about, if it's not the house, it's not my missus, if it's not the kids, like, I'm thinking about everyone else. Like, who's thinking about me?
Yeah.
You saying, like, Eman, how's your mental health? Like, what's going on? So that's why, like you said, things like football, things like where we can gather and talk and just be immature. Like, because sometimes it feels like there's so much responsibility on us as men, like, in so many different facets in life. Like, it's nice to have a time where you can just be free.
Word.
Yeah, facts.
100%. Word.
But guys, if you're listening on audio and you ain't clocked the voice, the visuals, you already know who's in the building. But we've got Io Matthews in the building. Come on. DJ, A&R, football player, semi-pro.
Should have gone pro.
Artist manager. Thank you for joining us, my bro.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, man. Thanks, guys.
Bro, one of the first things I want to ask you, and this is even for me as well, yeah, and I hear it all the time, innit, but you're an A&R, innit, yeah? What does that even stand for, first of all? And what does it do? What does the day-to-day look like?
So it stands for artist and repertoire. Okay. And I think most people think it's like scouting, looking for new music, which it is. But there's another side to it, which is like a lot of admin. You have artists that you go out and look for, talent that you go out and look for, but then you have talent that you have already on your roster that you are in charge of booking studio, getting them to studio, speaking to the producer. Oh, this is the sound we're going for. Sorting out all the music together. Okay, this is the song we're going to go with next to release. This is the sound we're trying to push. All of those things there. You're in charge of the music. So there's the side where you're going out looking for new music, but there's also the side where you're handling what's in-house, what you already have. So I'd say, yeah, that's what it entails, yeah.
So basically, from what you just said, it just sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like a football agent.
Yeah.
Kind of, because the agent goes and finds new talent, the hottest talent, but what they also do is they look after their roster, like, this and
so
that.
It's funny you say that, because one of my boys is an agent, and I was with him yesterday, and he was in the car making calls and whatnot. And then when he got off the phone, I said, bro, me and you do the same thing.
You do the same
It's just
job.
that I know music and you know football. That's it. But we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's pretty much, it's very similar.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of crossover, definitely.
Yeah.
But what got you into it? How did you even get into this part? Like, how do you go from DJing to now saying I'm gonna find talent artists and all of that type of stuff?
I think I've just always, from when I can remember, I've always had a relationship with music. Like, I've always loved music. I've always loved sports, but I've always loved music just that little bit more. So I started DJing just by coincidence.
Well, let's get into that. How did you start DJing? You say by coincidence.
So people used to throw house parties and they'll be like, do you know what, I'll take the laptop and go and sort out the music, play the music.
Virtual DJ.
Bro, I was on YouTube with tabs open.
Oh, okay,
and I'm pulling down the volume on one.
Crossfade.
I'm putting up the volume on the next tab of the next song. Literally, that's what I was doing. So, and then one day I was like, I'm gonna learn how to DJ. I might as well. Like, I'm messing about with YouTube tabs. So I think the next day I just bought some equipment and I just sat with it until I learned how to DJ, and then that was it.
Crazy.
Literally, just yeah.
It's mad because that sounds like something small, yeah, but that has propelled you into everything that you're doing today. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 100%.
And it's crazy because you've effectively, when people talk about investing in themselves, a lot of the time they're talking about money, but sometimes it can just be time because there's so much information out there. You've invested time in yourself and you kind of were consistent over a long period of time. So you went from DJ to A&R at 5K Records, yeah? Everybody don't know 5K Records. Definitely check it out. Founded by Mo, Kilo, and J5 in it.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Rob, under Sony.
yeah. Under the Sony umbrella.
I'm trying to say. So, what's that like working under the Sony umbrella? What's it like since you joined 5K?
It's been amazing. Obviously, J5, someone I grew up with.
Okay.
And through J5, I met Haas, I met Mo and Kilo as well. So I've always had a relationship with them for a very long time.
Yeah.
And they started the label in 2020.
Okay.
But I guess it's pride. I didn't want to be like, yo, you man, give me a job kind of thing. I wanted to feel like I've earned something.
Course,
so whilst they were running the label, obviously they're my friends. I would show them, or check this artist out, or check the song out, or what do you think of this, what do you think of that? And I think 2 years later, it felt like, cool, they had seen that I know what I'm talking about. I felt like I've warranted, like I've shown that I have some value. So they were like, do you know what, how about you come on board? So it felt like the stars aligned rather than, I didn't want it to feel like a bring-in. That was just my pride.
Do you think that's good? Do you think that's bad? Because obviously, some people will say that there's that entitlement. I remember watching something with Chunks and Philly and them talking about entitlement. You know, when you're in a certain position, I think Chunks was basically saying that he knows that no matter when I get to a certain position, people are gonna ask me for certain things, and you know, it's cool, it's whatever. And then Philly was almost saying like, you know, there's. Like he's kind of happy to do it. Like he's happy. He doesn't mind. He doesn't really mind it. But it's one of them things where I guess with you, like they already know what you do. Your brethren, you already know what you do. Like what made you feel like I'm gonna hold off and prove to them rather than just say, look, like let's just collab.
Yeah, I think literally my ego was like, you can't be in a position where somebody has handed you something because it can easily be taken away. Whereas I felt like if I made myself valuable, then for them to give it to me is cool, but to take it away, they're losing something. They're not just taking something random and just fitting it in. They're taking something valuable. So I wanted to feel like I could bring value when I came in, so that it couldn't be taken away. So that's just me wanting to feel secure within myself, because as much as they're my friends, they're running a business.
Yeah.
If I'm not pulling my weight, it's like, yo, we can still be friends, but it's not working. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be in that position, so I wanted to make sure, okay, I've shown that I know what I'm doing to some extent. Obviously, I still got a lot to learn being in the actual role. But once I got into the role, I just went like head first into it as well to make sure, like, I feel like now I'm a valuable, like super valuable member of the team.
Sick.
So
Yeah.
that was just always my thing, just not to feel like you're not bringing anything to the table when you first get to the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much
I'm gonna add to that role. We'll speak about that role in a bit. But you also manage J5 as well, yeah?
Yeah.
So did that happen at the same time, or was that before?
No,
Or?
so that was after. So like I said, once I got into that role, like I went in head first. I started like, there was a lot of things I didn't know, but I was just eager to learn, eager to get things done. And within that, I think Jay saw that and was like, "Raw, like he's all right. You know, he's actually quite good at this." So then he was like, "Cool, he'll bring me on to manage him as well." So that was crazy. And obviously, like I've been on another podcast, so it's no secret. Obviously, I went to jail for 8 months, and within that period, like day 5K held my job for me. So that.
Oh, so you had the job before you went in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had it before. I had it in 2022, and then I went and I came back, and they were like, "Listen, your job's still here." You know what I mean? So that meant a lot to me. And within that period, whilst I was in jail, is when J5 was like, "Come on management." So
Sick.
I effectively went to jail with nothing and came out with 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, I'm just so grateful. It's just a blessing. But
yeah,
that's how that came about. It was from everything I was doing at 5K. Jay was like, "Yo, come on board." So yeah,
100%, man. You're blessed, man. And do you know what is sick? One thing I just got from that in particular is that this is, and hopefully we're going in that direction a lot more, but this is what the whole thing about having people in spaces where they can do that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because there's no other industry, but not even just industry, like there's not a lot of jobs where you'll go inside for 8 months and you got the person who's in charge or the business has got enough weight to say that, "Yo, we're going to hold it for you. We make the decisions." Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, we make the decisions. Yeah, we'll wait for you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's actually mad.
It's gangster.
Do you get what it's literally,
no,
it is.
It's the importance of ownership, right?
Yeah,
but then also
100%.
it's the importance of people understanding that someone can go to jail, but that doesn't define them. Do you see what I'm saying?
100%.
Whereas if you've never lived a life, if you've never been in those situations, it can be so alien to you, right? So someone going to jail, you feel like they must be the maddest criminal. I can't be around them. How can we leave them in the office? Like, do you know what I
Hide your
mean?
wallets.
Like, the mind is
installing
gone.
locks on the
Do you
drawers and
understand? But
taking all their stationery home.
when you come from where we come from, we know that good people still end up making one bad mistake or whatever, and something can happen. So you know that doesn't define someone, and I think that's why it's so important that we aim for ownership, like not just making money. Actually, it's about ownership. Like, you know, I'm sure, you know, J5 could have got something and, you know, got something employed or whatever. They could have got something where maybe they didn't have ownership, but they got a bag. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that bag would have been nice for them. Yeah. But when we start to understand that, forget the bag, I need ownership because I know my skill and talent and what I'm gonna make it become. So let me not chase. I always remember LeBron. I don't know if you know the story, LeBron James, where he's in the room and remember he's come from the hood. Reebok say, "Listen, if you stay sign with us right now, we'll give you 1 million straight. First sneaker deal, you give your own sneaker 1 million." And he was like, "Well, if they're gonna give me 1 million, let me find out." Obviously, he's come from 1 million is a mad number. Them times.
Signed that off.
Come on,
signed that off ASAP.
Straight. This is
Buy a chain,
and that's 1 million. Not now. This is 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean? 1 million 20 years ago. Bruv, he ended up. He said, if they were to give me 1 million, let me see what else. Ended up getting 10 million from that on his first deal. This is your first shoe deal. You're just signing in the league. Like, and so the point is that sometimes when we come from nothing, we're so quick to chase the bag, but we don't have ownership, and that means that all the money we make off our hard work after that, we're getting none of it. So it's so important, like what you're saying, and the fact that because we've been in these environments, we can make these decisions.
Yeah. It's serious, man. Them man were upstairs fighting for me, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Saying this is our label, you lot hired us, put us in a position of trust to run a label, and this is how we want to run it, you know what I'm saying? So to have people in your corner like that, it just like, it put me at ease the time I was in there. It validated like myself. I didn't feel like, you know, because it's easy to think your life is over.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
And you can't come back, you know what I'm saying? But it just gave me that drive and that motivation. I know I'm not you know, not everyone's as fortunate to be in that position. But I'm just, yeah, man, like I said, grateful to God, man, 100%.
You know what? Sometimes I hear what you're saying, like, oh, not fortunate. But how many people grew up with? They went. Think about primary school, secondary school, like bare people area. But man, there's something about being able to keep a relationship. There's something about the way you carry yourself. Because a man like I've met J5 a couple of times through a mutual friend, and he knows who's gonna have in his circle. He's one of them man that he knows himself. He knows he's talented. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And so he's not gonna have someone that he doesn't rate around him. Do you know what I mean? So it goes to your character, and yes, we can all grow up with someone in our area or someone around us or whatever. But how you portray yourself and the skills that you have will make the difference between whether we just stay friends that know each other or whether we can work together. Do you know what I mean? So that's on you and doing what you do. Even I watched your Culture FM. Listen, I was going mad. Because I was thinking, like, how can you top this? Do you know when man just pull it? And that's what you said about experience and time. You know when you talk about time, you see that set. I tell anyone to go and listen to it. That is time. A man, you can be the sickest DJ in the world, like, but if you haven't lived, like actually experienced, you're not gonna know how to blend tunes from beginning to end.
Yeah.
There was not one dead tune. There was no, like, everything made sense. Like, and you can tell, like, sometimes I always tell people, you can be really gifted and skilled. Like, even like, you might you be 18, like, look at Ronaldo. Like, these guys will come in and they will have the skill, but him at 18, 19 and him at 25, 20, it's different. There's something when you've actually played and learned and experienced and gone through it. And the way you were selected, I was just like, bruv, this is levels. This is what man should be aspiring to.
Yeah,
you know what
facts.
I mean?
Facts. I think a lot of that is part of, and I can just see it in you, is that there's a joy in it as well, when it is something that you can enjoy, and obviously that adds to it as well. I think it's important to learn about the journey as well, because you're doing amazing at the moment, artist manager, A&R 5K Records, you've got some big artists on there as well, King Promise, Libyanka. When like because both of them have had songs that have blown up. Libyanka and People. Yeah. Me, I was singing the whole song until I got through. I was singing in my head. I was saying, "Did you check on me?" I'm not going to be saying it until I got to People. I would have been here a minute. And King Promise in Terminator. Do you get what I'm trying to say? What does that look like for the label when you've got an artist that's, all right, cool, we put out a banger? Like, does everything get busy to like keep up momentum? Like, we want to try and give like people an insights to like behind the scenes or when stuff like that happens.
So there's a lot of obviously planning beforehand that goes into a release. You're thinking, okay, cool, 6 weeks before, post this, 5 weeks before, post this, all the way up until release date. This is the asset for release date. Nice. Post-released, you know, we're going to engage with these influencers or these groups of people. You know, you have all these things laid out, and then, you know, the song hits and all of that goes out of the window.
Oh, okay.
You can plan. Like, the nature of music is you can plan so much, but you don't know where a song is going to resonate. So, for example, like Terminator, like in Asia, in Indonesia, is probably the biggest Afrobeat song there.
I've seen it.
Like and I don't know how. I don't know why. And all of a sudden, everyone's just like,
the amount of people I see doing dances in their outfit. I'm like, wow, we really
crazy.
crossed over.
Do you know how you know when a song has blown up as well? I didn't even know it was King Promise before I heard it. I wasn't even 100% sure. Like, I just know that I heard the Bro, when I found out it was him, I was like, fam. And then I actually started listening to what he said, but what I'm trying to say is that I heard the sound before I even knew the song.
The song, which
is crazy.
I'm talking big aunties doing dancing there.
Yeah, it's
cultural
crazy.
dance to the song. I was like, it was just mad.
It's just crazy. So you do so much prep, but when a song hits, like, everything just changes, like, because you don't know where it's going to hit. You don't know how it's going to hit. You could have created a dance, but people don't want to do the dance. They want to do a transition. Like, you can't control how people receive the music. You can do as much as you can, but when a song hits, whatever's running or whatever's working, change everything you had and go with that. Go with the people. The people are always going to dictate, like, what works at the end of the day.
So an element of it is reactive, basically, based on the reaction, basically.
You have to be mad reactive. You have to be. And it happens sometimes the other way. You can think, this is a hit, this is going to go. You drop it, Z, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then you're just going, trying to, and it doesn't work. And sometimes there's also what you've planned, and everything you've wanted to execute has come off. But it's just the nature of music. Like you just can't predict it. You can't predict it. No song sounds the same. You know, no song, different people, different audiences. Song can hit different audiences for different people. I think Terminator in particular, and people, I guess, I think the sound of, I say Terminator actually, because Terminator is more hype, and more of a dance song. But when you actually listen to the lyrics, like he's actually saying like some powerful stuff.
I like it.
I'm at the point on life, if you understand me or not, misunderstand me or not, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's off the back of like a concert that he did in Ghana. There was like some issues. And then obviously he's one of the biggest artists in Ghana, and people in Ghana started getting onto him and whatnot. Like, oh, look at you, you're finished, this and that and this. So he's just gone to the studio and written that song. And so to him, it has meaning. And everyone else is dancing along to it for the vibe. But for him, it's like, this is my messages, this is hitting, you know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of music sometimes. And the same with people. I feel like people just touched people at a certain time, like it just touched people's emotions listening to it. So that's music. I can talk about music forever, bro. Like it's just unexplainable. It's just a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying?
On that note, let me tap into your expertise then. So this is one that people are going to want to know about. It's a little game of this or that relative to your industry, innit? So this or that, would you rather sign a super talented artist? So you know when you got an artist just knows their music, they're not necessarily big at that, but you know that this person knows music, they can sing, they can do everything basically. A super talented artist with decent marketing potential, or an artist that's decent sonically but has super marketing potential. And why? Put you on the spot there, boy.
I would go for the talented artist, and it sounds cliche, but I guess I'm purist, you know what I'm saying? I just believe in the music. So if you're talented, super talented, the music, before any marketing, the music's the most important thing. The music has to be good. You have to have some level of talent. And if you're really talented, you're gonna find your audience. So you don't need like super marketing for us to be able to identify this is your audience. When you're in the studio, you know what you want. You know what you're trying to deliver. So when we're talking about what you're trying to make, because you have conversations with artists, when we're having that conversation, we know where we want this song to land. We know what audience we want to hit with this song. It's being created for this purpose. And because you're talented, it's always going to be at a certain standard. So we don't have to worry. So I think that's what I would go for.
That makes sense. I'm glad you said that your decision is based on you being a purist, because it made me feel better about my decision.
So you go for the other one?
Because I'll go for the other one, marketing potential all day. But I guess I understand it because I'm not really like a music, like I'm so, you see me, I can listen to old songs, bro. Bro, you could go into my car and listen to the same 3 songs on the last 20 journeys, bro. Do you capture that? That's what I'm like, innit? So that probably explains why I'd go for that. But on people making music, let's get into some money, because we hear about a lot of people talking about artists, how much they make from streams and that. Can we break that down, what that actually looks like? Because I've got a theory, and let me try and explain to you where I'm coming from, right? Yeah. So I always say to my friends here that, why do you hear like an Afrobeat artist like Techno, for example, he made Pana 7 years ago, and you've never heard it from him again? And I'm thinking, that, all right, whether it's Drake with 1 million listens or Techno with 1 million listens, they're getting a certain percentage from Spotify after everybody gets their cut in it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If it's let's just say if it's $50,000, not for 1 million streams, but when you build it up in it, $50,000 is $50,000 everywhere in the world, but it just goes a lot further if you're living in Nigeria. That's kind of my thing, innit? So that's why I'm thinking that a lot of these Afrobeat artists, they make music and then it's like you never hear from them again, because they just got that residual income in royalties just coming in like forever, because people are going to keep listening to their music. Would you say like that's the case? And how much do people actually make from streams?
So it's complicated in terms of like Spotify streams because, so for example, if Drake gets 1 million streams, a lot of his streams will be worldwide, US, UK. A lot of people in the US and UK pay for their Spotify. In Nigeria, in Africa, a lot of people use the free version of Spotify, which means that Spotify pay out less to those people. If you're in the UK, if you're streaming in the US, UK, like more developed countries where people are actually paying for their Spotify membership, you're going to get more money because Spotify are getting more money from consumers. But in Nigeria, like I said, most people are using the free version of Spotify with ads all over it and that, so they're not going to pay out as much because they're not getting as much. So 1 million streams for Drake and 1 million streams for Techno
It's not the same.
It's not close.
Okay.
It's not. It's not close. You know what I'm saying? It's not close. Like 1 million streams. I think most people calculate it roughly to about $4,000.
Okay.
Like UK, like average, and the sort of average. If that's Nigeria, it could be like £400.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a massive, massive difference in terms of what it looks like, because it looks like Drake's got 1 million, Techno's got 1 million, but where it actually is on the back end, it's two different things.
Is that why a lot of African artists concert more and chat?
Yeah,
and because you make more money.
Yeah,
from
you
it.
make more money from your touring and stuff like that. Like streaming in Africa is like, it's cool. And most of them don't even use like the Spotifys and Apples. There's like Audio Mac, Boomplay, like, which don't really pay at all. So, but that's easier for people to access. It's cheaper for them to use. So they'll more focus on doing shows.
Because people are going to pay for shows.
Yeah, people will pay for shows.
What,
yeah,
And the numbers. They do the
volume.
You're doing numbers of people, and the money's going to you. It's not going label this, that, and this. You're getting the money. That's it. So it just makes more sense to do that, I think.
Working for a label, okay, are you at liberty to break down what it looks like for an artist today being independent and signed to a label, like the pros and cons, just for people that ain't too sure, basically, about what that looks like?
So being with a label just means like you have a machine behind you. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of money that you would find difficult to access yourself. And then within that, also being with a label, there's a network that you might not be able to have that people in the label have. So I have like good relationships with a lot of people in Africa and the UK just because of my position. I'm able to get into certain rooms just by saying, okay, I'm J5's manager, or I work for this label, I work for 5K, or I do this and that and this.
I saw you with Burna Boy in December, innit?
Yeah. Oh, that was last month. Yeah. That was when I went Nige last month.
Oh, last month?
Yeah, I went Nige for Easter.
What was that saying?
Yeah, that was lit. I'm going again on Monday, actually. But that was that was lit. So being with a label will give you that machine, will give you that access that you might not be able to get. But being independent, like you're in control. You know what I'm saying? You can drop a song tomorrow. With a label, you can, but there's so many loopholes to go through. You have to put it in, make sure it's cleared. This needs to be signed. Have you made sure this is done? This copy of who wrote it, who did this. We need the lyrics. We need 2 weeks time so we can pitch it to all the DSPs, Spotify and that, to make sure they have enough time to put it out. You have so much red tape that can slow you down in terms of releasing. Then you might want to release a song, but your label don't want to release it. They're like, no, we don't want to release this. So then you can have those battles as well. And then you can be like, the label can just say, all right, cool. You know what? You're going on the shelf for a second. We're going to focus on this act. So maybe for the next year, maybe not, just stay in the studio and not release. So there's pros and cons to both sides.
Yeah.
If I was an artist, I honestly don't know what I would do.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends, like,
what type of artist you are as well, innit?
Yeah, it depends what type of artist you are. If you're someone like Dave that has like a core fan base, you don't really need a label because your fan base is there. They're loyal. They're like, Dave gets posted. I see Dave on my TikTok all the time. Like, they're posting these lyrics or that lyrics, even when he's not active.
Hasn't released. Yeah. I think
even
that's
when
it.
he's not active, like, people are still wondering what he's doing and stuff like that. But then you have other artists who just don't have that fan base, so they need a label to push their music to certain corners they can't reach. So it just works both ways.
And also, for someone like Dave, would you say what you'd more look at a distribution deal rather than actual sign?
Yeah, so a distribution deal, someone to just help put your music out. That's it. But full label deal where it's 80-20. And obviously the financial side of it as well. I forgot to mention, like, the label are going to give you a massive advance. You know what I'm saying? They're giving you money up front that you might not see for years. So when they're putting like 300 grand in your face and saying, here's 300 grand up front for you now, give us an album or give us 2 albums, it's something to think about. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, because I might see that money, but it'll take a while for me to get there.
A while to get there.
Do I? And some people will take the money now and have plans to, I'm gonna flip it or this and that and this. Some people want to go and buy a chain. You know what I'm saying? But like you said with LeBron, when some people are putting certain figures in front of your face, you're like, you know what? Maybe a label's not so bad, you know. So
it's a techie one, isn't it?
It is.
I think that the good thing is, I think that the more our communication channels open, the more people are aware what else is available to them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Even stuff like this conversation, certain man might be listening to it and thinking, or even listening to your message about LeBron first and then hearing that, they're thinking that, do you know what, if a label's offering me 300,000 and I ain't even started cooking yet, maybe I do want to go with a label, but maybe not just yet. Maybe I want to just move, like I want to be in there. I know I want to be in there. Let them counter offer. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Definitely. But that's what I wanted to ask you, like, because I guess right now we can go direct to consumer, right? With all these platforms, you go direct to consumer. But if you're how do you monetize without the label, without that behind? Like, how do you actually make money from it? Do you know what I mean? Because if everything's on TikTok for free, everyone's using your like, how do you make sure you're getting those royalties? How do you make sure you register for everything? How do you make sure that the brands, you get the right, you don't even know what to pay. So if now you do a song and all of a sudden Dove love your song and they want to put in an ad, how do you know what to charge if you haven't got a label that says, oh, we know this is the industry standard?
You just have to ask around. You just have to hope that there's people in your network that are ready to advise you and help you out, or you might have I'm gonna say it. You might have labels that are interested in you, and the usual thing is that these people at labels will be like, oh, if you need anything, let me know. And it sounds like a generic statement, but you should actually be like, yo, I'm trying to get in with this producer, or this brand just hollered at me, what should I do? Like, they're trying to sign you, so they're willing to give you what you need, thinking, all right, cool, we'll get him in the bag once I help him out with this. Like, sometimes some labels might even sort out a lot of things for you in the hope that, if when the time's right, you'll sign. But at the end of the day, you've not signed anything to commit to them. So you could do that with one label, go to another label, ask another question, get more help. So just use what's available to you.
I'm so glad you said that, because a lot of people don't know it, that, like, bro, asking questions is a cheat code. It's literally a cheat code. Leverage, just ask. Like, the worst someone can say is no. You're wondering, you end up telling Dove, 7 bags. These times it could have been 70.
They're like,
or 140.
They'll send the contract straight away. What's 7?
They'll send the contract and the signature's already on it. Dove, CEO. He's already got the signature. They don't want it to go back and forth too many times. Like, put your thing on here, e-signature, straight.
Word. Ask questions, man.
Bro, ask questions. 100%.
Ask questions. Like, and people in my industry love to show off what they know.
Of course.
They love to talk about, oh, this person got signed for this much, or this deal happened. Everyone just loves doing that in music. So use that to your advantage, man. Just go and ask them.
When you find an artist, because we spoke about it being similar to an agent, when you find an artist that's hot or whatever, and maybe they've got a banger and then they're about to be signed, and is there like comms for an A&R, like a commission for an A&R for bringing on an artist? Or?
So you can negotiate a royalty.
Okay, a royalty
on the song, so like a percentage
on the song.
On the song, yeah. So imagine even getting like 1% on like
bro,
Adele. or Ed Sheeran. You know what I'm saying? If you're just me with my 1%, I'll be chilling, bro.
Bro, it was so crazy.
That's your pension.
Because I've been thinking about music, and the thing about music is that, especially because of the way that I listen to music, bro, old songs still get played, bro. It's like when they talk about Mariah Carey, every Christmas she's up stuff for the rest of her
She
life.
went #1 this last
You
one.
see, from November, like nobody releases music because from November is when we get the charts every day. From like the middle of November is when you start seeing Mariah Carey, and then it's climbing. No one releases from the middle of October because there's November because there's no point.
It's just unbelievable.
If you had 1% of that joint, you'll be in the Alps smoking one cigar like this every Christmas.
But what does she get? It's her song, bro. It's her ways.
That one there is not even up for
Imagine what she's jamming.
She's got no worries. She's got no worries.
No worries.
She's got
like,
no worries ever.
Imagine making a hit and every year it goes in the top 5 songs every Christmas.
Bro, like she's at top 3, bro. All that Christmas song is brazy.
It's mad.
I don't even feel like what other Christmas song tops that?
Usually it's that and Last Christmas, Wham.
Yeah, Wham.
Yeah.
I think I old Wham.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. That one. Usually it's them two.
It's mad.
Crazy.
It's nuts. If you get a Christmas song, that's why these artists sometimes be releasing Christmas albums. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're thinking if I just get one that can stand the test of time, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. If you could pick one artist, in the last, I think I know who mine would be, in the last 15 years, because that's kind of like it covers our youth, that you would have said, that you would have loved to have found, who would it have been? Eman, to you as well. I know who mine is.
What year is that? 2009?
Yeah, so schooling upwards, basically, for everyone, schooling upwards.
Drake.
Oh, that's a good one. What about you? Eman loves Jay-Z. Jay-Z's before that. So.
Way before that. So that's where we're gonna work.
Loves Jay. Eman too old school. Jay-Z,
I'm too old school.
Nas,
I love
Big
it.
Pun.
Bro, till today, like when you say listen to old, that's what man's here. That's what I listen to till today.
Might be 50 Cent.
Yeah, 50 was 6 though.
Do you know why? He just at the time, when gangster rap was hot, and then him just getting shot 9 times at the start of it. It was just like a marketing beast.
But I get rich start trying it. So I mean,
It's the first album I bought.
Yeah, and it's out. So it's out.
Someone
So
burn it.
no matter how people talk about like Jay-Z and that, bro, if you actually got the record numbers, 50 outsold all of everyone.
Swear.
That album, because that was
peak.
worldwide. You could be big in America and you can compare, but worldwide, no one even touches 50 with that album. That album done
was
crazy.
peak.
Yeah.
But me, I always, if I could pick someone, I'd be Stormzy. I just watching him from YouTube, like watching him in the park with the man them doing his thing and just knowing that he was good and just seeing him get better and better. And then like now man's got a whole football team.
amazing.
Man's got
He cares.
like man,
That's it.
man's got kids in uni. Like
He cares.
Man's actually like if I see this and I think to myself, why is this unusual? This should be the norm.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? Artists, with influence especially, they have so much power. So that's why, and they may not know it, but they do have so much power. And that's why I rate it when people like Stormzy do that. Because it makes the everyday person that is maybe in an employed role say that, do you know what, let me make a provision to employ these people. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because these men are influential. And the sick thing about Stormzy is that I feel like he's been trying to do it from early, like with the Oxford positions and all that kind of
on
stuff.
brand.
Like sometimes that early doors, I saw he was putting certain money to some. I was like, right, is this rich already? I was thinking he's this rich already, like. But it's brazy. It just shows that he cares, isn't it? Like, I think it's cold.
Definitely. Even when we went to his concert in O2, bruv, 95% white.
Yeah.
But he's talking this man's man's talking. What's this got the song we talk about black this or black that? And I see all the white people shouting out black. I said rotting.
It's on Gang Signs and Pray. I think it's about black women or something like that. Yeah.
And I remember in front of us was a whole generation. We're talking the kids,
Yeah.
the mom and dad, and then the grandma, all in the same concert.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bruv, this is crazy. And this guy's talking our thing.
Yeah, and then he took them to church at the end
Took them to
with
church, bruv.
Blinded by Your Grace.
And they were closing their eyes. Eyes was closed. Bro, they ain't been church
They're
since
showing their phones.
since they did the baptism when they were kids, the little christening. but they was in it, bro. And I'm just like, this is what it's about, like being your authentic self. That's one thing I love about him. Is he's an authentic self, and he's not afraid to say, yeah, he was smart, like he's clever. That's why he likes to boost that and say that. Actually, one of the things I get when I'm out and people meet is like, I relate to you because you are a normal person. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes we act like everybody's a gangster. Everybody was holding this on the road, bruv. We just grew up in the area. There were those that was there was man that was doing it, and then you be like, yo, you're alright. I'm inside. I'm inside. Like you're alright. Like, do you know what I mean? We know ourselves. You understand what I'm trying to say? And that's okay. Everybody's not a gangster, but we grew up in that environment. Do you know what I mean? And we have to navigate it. Do you know what I mean? But I love to see Stormzy just do it and do it in a way. And when he makes mistakes, he comes out like says I'm not perfect and I'm trying and I'm doing it. I love him as
an amazing character, man.
I love it. Love how he does it. And then like you said with Dave, like sometimes for a man that talks hood stuff, when I listen to his lyrics sometimes I think, bloody hell,
this guy's talented, bro.
How can you be this clever?
He's like, sometimes I'm very specific with what I say about artists, but he is probably one of the best, most talented artists in the UK, full stop. Bruv. You got what I'm trying to say? Like his music, I do listen to Dave albums and I enjoy Dave's music, but just talent wise, the talent exceeds like how listenable his music is. Like he's just peak.
As well.
Yeah.
Bro. Crazy.
Dave always makes me feel like if you write with him, you listen to it and you go back, I need to do this again. Like, you know, like Nas, you hear a Nas version, like, I've got to go again. Like, Dave is like, because the things he's doing with the words and like, you got to listen to it. That's like Creps and Coles. I love when they do their thing. I love when they used to do their freestyles. That was my favorite. Because I'm pausing it. I'm going to the comments. I've got to play it. I'm going back. I've missed it. Like, that's what you want. Where's that music? Do you know what I mean? Where's that? Like, now it's like, I love Drake as well, but it's all about delivery. Like, so even with this clash with Kendrick and that, it's like, when you hear, the reason Drake is so good is that he just knows how to make a good song. So it's hard to really, if you compare song for song, you're not going to really, you can't really compete with him. But when you actually break down what rap actually is, then he's losing on bare fundamentals.
You see, Kendrick has wiped the floor with him. Like, it's so bad, man. Like, the first song Kendrick did, like Euphoria, I went back and listened to it. I was like, this is a massacre. Like, from the first tune there, I was like, he watered him down, dressed him down completely, and then he just kept going. And then the last one is like a club banger. Yeah. And it's like, that one is not even lyrically mad strong, but he's playing him at his own game now.
Yeah.
I can make a club banger now.
Yeah.
Because I've done you lyrically. Now I'm gonna do you in the clubs. Like, it's bad, man. It's bad.
It's mad. I didn't even listen to none of the tracks.
No way.
It's bad, innit? I told you, same 3 tracks, bro. Same 5 tracks I've listened to when I get my car.
I've heard them, bro. And even I've listened to the commentary as well. It's been good, man. When you're hearing people that are a bit like...
The guys on YouTube, what? We're pausing it. What Kendrick was saying here?
No. I'm talking about man like Ebro. Man that I grew up on. I don't like Joe Budden. And like when I'm hearing man that I grew up on that I respect, that talking about it and breaking it down. And even what Ebro was saying about the fact that like what rap really stands for. When you really think about hip hop, like, you know, the core fundamentals and what it is, like we've fallen away from that.
Yeah.
Even
absolutely.
in life, when you think about it, we're so on entertainment with this content.
Yeah.
Like we're no longer actually saying, what am I listening to?
Yeah.
What's actually coming into my ears?
Yeah.
I just want to enjoy it. As long as I laugh or I smile or it brings debate, then it's okay to put it out there.
Yeah.
But actually, we need to censor like what are we actually doing with our lives?
There's so much music that's going on Twitter where people are just quoting and saying, who signed this off? Like, they're taking it too far now. Who has signed this off?
Yeah,
like, it's crazy.
I think there's is it 100,000 songs uploaded to Spotify a day or something crazy like that. And then there's like millions of songs that don't even have one listen, which means the person that's uploaded it has not even gone back to listen to it themselves. The songs, like, there's millions of songs on Spotify that don't even have one play.
Crazy.
Like, there's just so much music, so much. It's become so much easier to put out music. So it's hard to find like what is sick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's crazy how music is like merged in with so many different things though. Because one thing I found really interesting, so I love TV shows, innit? So I watched The Gentleman. I don't know if any of you watched it. It's like a TV show about like British, like a rich British family, but they get involved in crime and whatnot, innit? Mm-hmm. And there was a Liverpudlian rapper that released a tune like 3 years ago, innit? But on one episode, which was a really, really good episode, opening scene, they played his song at the beginning of it.
Okay.
While someone was doing that. Yeah, you heard about it, innit? Yeah. So the streams went through the roof.
Yeah.
Off the back of the Netflix TV show. And then I think off the back of that, he quickly slapped 2 remixes, one with Mist. And one with someone else. So it's mad how, like you said, reactive, innit? It's like, all right, cool, it's go time. And now's the time, strike while the iron's hot, which is proper interesting.
Yeah, music ties into everything, man. And like you said, songs can come back. Like last year, Miguel Adorn went back into like the top 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy.
you're just like, what?
Yeah, but
like,
even like with the Super Bowl, like these songs, you do the Super Bowl, your thing will, all of your streams will start coming. Do you know what I mean? Like, so music, and that's the thing. Even this, that's why content is so important. I always tell people, do content, because we're putting this out now. Someone might be watching this in 10 years' time.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Like, do you know what I mean? For the first time, you're like, wow, this was sick.
Like,
we all moved on to do something different. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they'll be like, back then they were getting 4 bags for 1 million streams. 4 bags, is that it? Looking at us like some old folk. But it's interesting you also say that music goes into everything, because you've done like other businesses within music, innit? So like you're doing events at the moment.
Yeah.
Request Line.
Yeah.
Request Line.
Yeah, big up Request Line, man.
You do the tickets through Mr. Tickets, innit? You know my brother does Mr. Tickets, innit? So
Oh, swear. Huh?
you didn't know that's my brother.
Wait, what?
This guy.
That is crazy.
man, in a small world, isn't it?
No way.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's mad.
Yeah.
When I
small
started
world.
doing events, like obviously I used to use Eventbrite initially. Then I heard about Mr. Tickets and I saw that it was black owned. So I was like, from now on, that's all I'm using.
Sick.
You know what I'm saying? I just
it.
I didn't know who Nami was. I didn't know it was your brother or nothing. But I was just like, you know what? This is someone that's black that owns this. I do events for black people. Like, let them use a black platform to access the tickets. So that's how I just started using it.
Yeah.
Literally, that's sick, bro. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Request Line's a sick idea, though.
Request Line, yeah. So Request Line is me and my boy Dubes. Like, when you're out, there's people always disturbing the DJ. Like, play this, play that, play this. Yeah. So it's like, we were talking about it one time whilst we were in studio practicing, and then we were just like, why don't we make an event where people can text a number to request a song, and we play it. So that's literally just how it came about. So we have like a 1 hour, 2 hour window during the night where people send their song requests, and then we just incorporate them in the night so that everyone's happy. So that's Request Line in a nutshell, man.
Sick. That's a sick idea.
Nah, sick. But with all you're doing, can people still book you for their wedding? Because if it's a yes, I don't even want to know what that price is. That's a mazzoline.
Do you know what? Do you know what's funny? Yeah. Ever since Culture FM, obviously that propelled my profile.
Oh.
I lowered my prices actually. Yeah. I lowered my prices.
Why? Tell people for business at home. Everyone would do the opposite, right? Everyone would do the opposite.
I felt like I was speaking to people, and like even people around me, and they'll make comments like, "Oh, we can't afford you now," or "You're gone now," or "I bet you're." And obviously, I'm thinking about things like cost of living and stuff like that. So I was just like, do you know what? Like, at the end of the day, as long as I love DJing, which I do love doing, then, you know, I don't have to feel like I'm on the expensive side. I can put it at a rate that it still makes sense for me, and I enjoy doing it. I am selective about what I do, but I don't try and price out like the people around me, like my community. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sick. That's sick. Yeah. But it's hard though, right? Because I get that as well. So like, obviously I do finance talks and stuff like that, and people will book me, and like, I just feel sometimes, especially our community, we're just too comfortable. Like, I always say, like, people, if you was booking Martin Lewis, like, I'm telling you, you've gone to find the funds before you've even sent the email. Man hasn't even said yes or no yet. You've already started to crowdfund. Like, how much can you raise? Do you know what I mean?
Because you know,
But when it's now someone in your community, you know, I think, but people will message me like, they'll message me in the DMs and be like, we want to book you for this. Like, what's your email? So then we can talk about price. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, cool. Like, instead of you to tell me your budget, you say, oh, no, let's talk about price. Because I know what I'm going to tell you, whatever you thought was expensive, I've gone past that. Like, do you understand? I know. So you was better off just telling me your budget, because then people say, I don't want to tell you my budget in case I tell you something is you was going to take less. No, it's never going to be that. It's never ever going to be that. Like, no matter how much you think it's going to be like, it's never going to be like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm gone. I'm on national television on a regular basis. Like, it's never going to be that. So man would then say, I want to email. I even let them know, listen, you're going to speak to my PA. From I've got a PA, know that I've got to pay somebody. It's not just me. Yeah. So you now email the PA. The PA has now told you the price. You say, unfortunately, we could have done this in the DMs. We didn't even need to go to the email address.
Do you get everyone say, what does 6 minutes look like?
I get, can we do Zoom? Can you do a video for us? No. Like, I get a lot, and it's like, actually, until I started to respect myself and just say, okay, I'll stay in my house. Because you know what, one thing I had to realize is that my time is valuable, because I got 4 youths. That if I'm out there, I'm not with them. So what's the value of me missing time with my kids? That's a huge value. So I'm not losing. If you don't pay me, I'm still getting paid in the time I get to spend with my kids. Do you know what I mean? And I'm paying my bills. Like, one day my bills will get paid with or without you booking me. Like, there's never a thing like that. So it's always about us knowing. But I agree with you. So what I do with the church, for example, is that I've got a different rate for them. Do you know what I mean? Compared to corporates. And if they're a small business, do you know what I mean? I'll give you my charity rate, even though you're not a charity, but I'll give you that same rate. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like you said, because I love what I do, sometimes I feel like I've got the cure to cancer. Man can't keep it to myself. Do you know what I mean? That the weather's going to be different when you do your thing. Do you know what I mean? So you don't want to just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. That's what it feels like, therefore.
So, bro, we typically try and go through like some Twitter dilemmas, innit? So there's one I want to discuss, and I think it's fitting for today, innit? Because we're all men, innit? So it was about, I'll make it very brief because it's quite a long thread, innit? And it's a video, so I'll just break it down. But it was a discussion, you might have even seen it, about a 35-year-old man, yeah? And he was basically saying that he doesn't feel like a man. Because he earns 35K in London. And he's only got £200 left. And it's like, how do I bring a woman into it? I thought that was so sad as well. Because I'm always saying that, like, society badly wants to tie a man's value to how much they earn. And I feel like one thing that's good for all of us, even just saying it's sad, is that we're not in that position, but I think that more people need to have more, like, empathy and actually think about what it's like to be in that position. And not only be in that position, but to feel like that, to feel like you can't even search for love because you're not earning enough. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? So I wanted to get your thoughts on it. What did you think about it when you saw it? And then I'm going to ask Eman a question as well. Do you feel that there's a certain wage that you need to be earning in London to start dating? Because the interesting thing is that when you find a partner, if it's a serious one, you'll be splitting the bills anyway. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Two can live as cheaply as one.
I don't think there's a certain number. Obviously, it just depends. Everyone's situation is always going to be different. But 35 is above average. It's above the national average. So like, I don't have the answer for him, innit? Because I don't know what his expenses are before he has some random expenses and stuff like that.
PlayStation store.
You know what I'm saying? But the first if he has Spotify, he should keep it and stream people and Terminator. That one he should keep. But I don't know, man. Just I think his issue is confidence more than anything else. Yes. Because even with me, like, there's times where it's a drought season, but I just say to myself, I'm just confident that money's gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull in money from somewhere, like, so I don't stress no more. Like, I'll go to church. Every time it's offering time in church, I'm like, I have a number in my head that I usually give, and then something in my head is like, nah, double it. And I'm like, no. And it's like, double it. And I'm like, no, I need to eat this week. It's like, double it. And then I'll put in the amount I initially had, and then I'll go back and be like, cool, and double it. And I'll be like, in my head, I'm like, oh, gosh, like, good, like, why? But then during that week, it's like, an email comes in, or someone's like, oh, I remember I owe you money from this, or
Yep.
or oh yeah, I needed to pay this deposit for you for this, or can you do this for me and I'll pay. Like something always happens. So it's like just putting out that energy and that confidence and that belief that you can attract money. I just feel like you'll be fine. But if you're a bit of a, I feel like he's a bit of a Debbie Downer, which is understandable. It's just going to be hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a strong believer in that, and I always say that when I speak to Eman about stuff like that, because we speak about money quite a lot, and it's like I often say that, like when Eman's been doing this thing longer than me, innit? It's like when Eman told me certain numbers, it's like just by hearing it, it's like, okay, yeah, like he's told me that I can get this now, and all of a sudden it happens. Like these things, that it's like what you welcome into your environment. The confidence bit is key as well, and even what you mentioned about the offering, like I could talk about this for an hour, but even with like the way that I think about offering is that, all right, cool, if I think that God has blessed me this far, then when HMRC comes knocking in all them, man, I'm paying them no matter what. It's not a case of paying, but it's like giving back to say thanks, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's kind of my train of thought. But Eman, financial advice for this young brother. What would you say? Does he need to move out the ends, go somewhere cheaper, reset? Does he need to reinvest in himself?
It's a lot of things, but I think number one, with these men, that I always tell them is that if you know you're on 35k, make sure you're going for 35k babes. Does that make sense? So what I see sometimes
One
is...
sec. What is 35? I know what I think about. What is 35k? Baby?
No, because
like? What do you mean by that?
What I mean is that you see there are certain girls that now she's in Gucci, Prada. She's got I forget all these brands. Like you can tell that's her lifestyle. That's what she's on. And when you have a conversation with her, she's already telling you, I need a man that's going to maintain this. I
need to go to Tahiti.
I need to be doing this. Like, do my nails, my hair, this is that. Like, I've got a routine and this and that, and it costs X, Y, Z, and I expect my man to do... Bro, that's not you.
So to clear it up for the people, for the listeners and the watchers, by 35k babe, you mean a babe that is comfortable with you earning 35k. It's not nothing to do with quality.
No.
It's just a babe that's comfortable with you earning 35k.
Come on. So you got to know that that's where you're at. Because sometimes we like, and also sometimes I see a lot of the man them. We want the girl that doesn't want us. But the girl that wants us, we don't want them.
It's like they don't even see them.
So he's complaining that, I can't date because... But the girl that wants to date you, bruv,
she's in your phone texting you.
She's telling you,
you're the one that's saying...
Like, the way you are.
You're the one that's talking to her. It's a horrible cycle. You're the one talking to her like, I can't even date in this place. No one's trying to date, but I'm only earning 35k. And she's like, oh, babe, like, don't worry, you'll find someone. Yeah, no, there's no one.
Yeah, like, do you want to go Moolies and get a bite quickly? You're like, nah, man.
That's dead.
That. She's like, I'll pay. You're like, nah, man. I'm not even hungry, man.
So for me, I like, your current situation doesn't define you, right? So there are seasons that I know, for me, like me personally talking my own thing, like I know I make good money, but there are times when everything comes out all at once, and no matter how much has come in, bro, man's got a balance. Do you see what I'm saying? And so there are times where like you're waiting, like especially in my job, like you do the work and then you wait, and they're meant to pay you in 30 days. Bro, sometimes it's 90 days.
Bro, it's crazy.
But sometimes you're having to email, bro. I'm having to send solicitor to send email on my behalf before they even move. Do you know what I mean?
The starter one.
The
first threat one.
Come on.
I got a guy for that still.
I've got one. You know, you have to have one.
The first one, the first draft.
They're not listening to you. It's not until they start seeing solicitor, they think, wow, you know what? Then I got to get mad. It's going to cost me even more. Let me just release the P. But at any given time, something can happen. But that doesn't define you. Do you know what I mean? So that's one. Two, I think also, if I'm on 35k in London, I've got to be thinking, no, you know what, actually, I need to balance out. I need to make sure that actually the biggest thing I need to do is develop myself. Do you know what I mean? Now, you have to say to yourself a few things. Is it 35k and I want to stay in London? That's not enough. So do you say, I'm just going to survive here in London and get whatever I can? Or am I going to move somewhere else where 35k can do something? Or am I going to try and retrain and do something else? Do you know what I mean? So it's like we always say, what you do 9 to 5, but what do you do 5 to 9? Do you know what I mean? Because if my 9 to 5 can sustain me, then what I'm doing between 5 to 9, that extra income I can bring in can now go on dates, go on holiday, But when we're trying to use one income to pay for our whole lifestyle, it's crazy, especially in London.
Yeah. And we're even hearing it here, like, obviously the people that listen to us know that we do bare things, but bro, you run events, you DJ, and you're signed to one of the biggest labels in the world. I mean, you work for one of the biggest labels in the world. Like, that's 3 things. And we're not even talking about all the other things that you do as well. Like, it's just like the reality now, isn't it? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
Like, we got to get it like that.
But also have your passion. That's the thing I always say. Like, have the thing that you love doing. Like, and make sure that you try and monitor, see how you can monetize. Because then it doesn't feel like work. Like you said about the DJing. Like, a man can take less because I like being up there. Yeah. I miss it sometimes. Even with the talks, that's why, especially with churches and charities, I'll do it cheaper because I like giving back. Like, I know the effect I'm gonna have, and it makes me feel good. Do you know what I mean? To be able to help people and so forth. So find things that you can monetize that you actually enjoy doing, and then it doesn't feel like work as well.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely the confidence thing comes into it, because like people buy into your confidence. They buy into you when you believe in yourself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So believing in yourself is a big one as well. But broski, what we typically do on every episode, we get your W and your L of your career or everything that you've gone through, basically. So what would you say is a high and is a low? And we often ask it because people, they see the out in Nige with the superstars. They see the at the label at Sony, but people obviously need to understand that it's a journey as well, and you do have struggles in it. So we kind of want to. It doesn't have. Obviously, you're not going to think about everything right now. So whatever you can think of right now, just to give some people some insights.
I feel like my W and my L are the same thing. You know,
You're not the first person that said that.
I feel like they're the same thing. I feel like me going inside was an L, but it was also a W. Yeah. Like,
you don't have to explain why it's an L. But
yeah.
Well, explain why it's a W.
Like, for obvious reasons, it was an L and stuff. But like, I feel like since I've come out, like, I found a real sense of purpose. I found a real drive. Like, like I get messages so much. Like my boys message me as a joke, like, "Oh, do I need to go to jail to be?" They'll be like, "Do I need to go inside to be in the same, like, to have the same drive and be like living how you're living and the determination and everything?" I just feel like it put a different fire in my belly. I don't wish anyone to be in that position or to have that experience, but I just feel like it just gave me a new outlook on life. It gave me before I went in, I was very overwhelmed. I felt like people depended on me and things needed me to happen. Even with like my parents and stuff, they'll ask me for stuff. And I realized when I was inside, they were still doing those things. Like my mum will send me to go and buy a plantain and stuff like that because she lives down the road from me. But when I wasn't there, she was still able to go and get it, you know what I mean? So when I came out and I realized that, you know what, the world doesn't revolve around me, but I have my place where I'm valuable and I just need to go and attack that. I think that just gave me a new like outlook on life. So I say my W is my L, or my L is my W. Whichever way.
That says a lot about you as well, man, because not many men will have that mentality. And I guess while inside, you're just thinking that, you know what, when I come out, I'm going to use this time, and do you get what I'm trying to say, make the most of it, innit? Not a lot of people have the ability to turn something like that upside down. And what's that thing they say, take 2 L's and make a W?
I
love that one in school.
But you know, it's so true, and not even just inside. Like, I remember, you know, Kevin, like, you know, I remember when we grew up in church together, when he was young, his mum always coming to me, Emmanuel, can you talk to Kevin? And I'll see to him, but he's in Peckham, he's in that environment. So for him, then his mum sent him Ghana, then from Ghana he went to America, come back. Brother was different. Today he's Qualms, like one of the biggest Ghanaian musicians there, making he channeled it. But when I spoke to him when he came back from America, he was like, bro, I needed it. I needed to be out because I couldn't. There was just sometimes in life there's something that has to happen for you to really understand, like, it can all be gone. You can actually lose it all. So when you get the opportunity to get it back, you'd use it differently. I always think about when I was at uni and I went Greenwich Uni, and we used to have these Chinese brothers like from on my course, and they always just sit at the front. I'm like, I remember doing a group project, like, why are you always sit at the front? I said, my country sent me here. My country paid for my degree. Do you understand? So I'm not like, I've got to go. They paid for me to be here, to learn, to go back and bring the knowledge that I'm getting here back there. So you need,
I
like,
need every word.
we can be in the same room, but man's
Yeah.
motivation is completely different. Do you know what I mean? Even though we're doing the same thing. So like your motivation, there can be another A&R, but they're not gonna, the motivation you have with what you've been through. And I know I was at an event with Dean Forbes, and he was saying about how the fact that man come from the hood. And I'm going when he was going for interviews or going for projects, and he's a man that's gone Cambridge, and like he said, I've won already. We shouldn't even be in the same room.
Yeah, facts.
We shouldn't be competing.
Yeah, facts.
So I've already won, and then on top of that, I'm gonna win as well. I'm gonna get the deal. So it's even more
because I'm over prepared for this thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I know it.
Come on. So like sometimes the things that we think are L's or things that we think are actually they're the reason why we are going to win in life.
Yeah, facts. Well, thank you for joining us, bro.
Thank you, my bro.
It's
Man.
been a pleasure, man.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it, man.
So, guys, that's been the Bread and Butter podcast. We'll catch you on the next one.
Listen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Leave us comments. Who do you want on there? Look, we got legends on here, you know.
Come on, man. Iowa Matthews in the
Big
building.
DJ Matthews, you know, back in the day, the guy.
Put your favorite lesson of this episode in the comments as well, so we know what you guys are enjoying. Peace. We know what you guys are enjoying. Peace.